Hey everybody, it's Chris, and anything going on with Antonio Brown these days? He lands with the Raiders. On this very channel last week, I talked about how I thought the market was making too much of that and potentially missing out on the best receiver in the league. But now, there's drama between getting his feet frozen off, landing at hot air balloons, freaking out over the helmet he has to use, so much off-field drama that we know shouldn't affect our evaluation of him. But it's hard not to. Not going to bury the lead here. I did lower Antonio Brown's fantasy rank. Very small amount. Number 4 on my receiver list down to number 6. That's probably not enough for the people who just don't like Antonio Brown. But since this is a film breakdown channel, before I talk about how to evaluate him for fantasy, I first want to show you why we're so willing to make excuses for a guy that's this big a pain. I want you to watch what happens when the Browns just decide to play straight up. This is week 1 from last year. Tie game, third quarter, just 7-7. This is press man coverage on 2 outside receivers, 1 slot receiver, a single safety high, and 7 in the box. This is a real easy look for Antonio Brown's quarterback. At the snap, you watch the single deep safety. In most cases, that man has to cheat Brown's way, essentially creating a double team look. And that's because one-on-one, corners can't stop Antonio Brown. At the snap, Ben Roethlisberger sees the safety not cheat Brown's way, plays it straight up, and that is the green light. There is not a quarterback in the league, Big Ben or Derek Carr included, who don't immediately say, fire it up. And it's a touchdown, and that's rookie Denzel Ward, number 4 pick in the draft last year. Had a good year. Can't stop Brown from making a play. Pound the ground all you want, kid. Brown makes a big play against this defensive look almost every time. Let's see it again. Now that you know what to look for, now you feel like the quarterback. The Falcons play a single safety high. Juju Smith-Schuster going in motion reveals a slot corner following him, so man concepts are probably in play. Once again at the snap, the deep safety does not cheat Brown's way. You're the quarterback. There's no doubt where you're throwing it. And this is the way in which the transition from Big Ben to Carr is being overstated. Yep, it takes an accurate throw, although on this one, Brown's acceleration gets him free by more than a yard. But because corners just can't consistently stay with him, this is stealing. It'll be stealing if defenses do it to the Raiders, just like it was stealing when defenses did it to the Steelers. Ho-hum, I could do this all day. Panthers start with cover 2 look, but the safety on Antonio Brown's side, he's down there at the bottom of the screen. That safety walks up. I mean, it's automatic. If you're the quarterback and you see that, you don't even think. Automatic. You just assume Antonio Brown is too fast, too quick, too explosive to be stopped man on man. And the vast majority of the time, you are correct. Yet another long touchdown. Hey, quick break to say that we're sponsored by BetDSI.com, the online sportsbook where I've had an account for 4 years. If you've been thinking about finding a place where you can make wagers on the games this year, look no further. Start up an account at BetDSI. In fact, do it sooner than week 1 because you can find a little value in the season-long prop bets. Like, they got 1 million of them. How about the Dolphins? Over under 4.5 wins. That is a low win total. It is hard to lose 13 games. But what's fun is, of course, you can decide. Place wagers just like I do in the place where I play. We've got 2 promo codes for you. For frequent players, go to betdsi.com, use the promo code HarrisTube. They'll match 100% of your deposit. If you'd rather just dip your toe in the water, make 1 or 2 bets, and then cash out, use the code HarrisTube5. They'll match 5% of your deposit and remove volume requirements to cash out. I really recommend them. BetDSI.com. I use them all the time. Thanks to them for sponsoring. Okay, back into looking at how defenses try and contain Antonio Brown. Obviously, most of the time, it's not via man-on-man. The Chargers are in too deep here. Brown is in a bunch right and split furthest right, and you'll see that one of those safeties, well, his job is don't let the cornerback covering Antonio Brown get beat. This is what we mean in today's NFL when we say that someone is double-teamed. It's not 2 dudes lining up opposite him and running with him. It's help over the top. Except, as in this case, if the quarterback gets a little extra time, can Brown still beat you? Yep. The 2 defenders here probably figure their work is done. Play might be over, but it's not. Brown feels them cheat to his outside, accelerates inside. They can't catch up. He beats both guys anyway. Why was Brown held to 4 catches for 49 yards against the Patriots in Week 15 last year? Because Bill Belichick picked his poison. He chose to devote everything he had to making Brown look as completely unappealing a target as possible. In fact, as we cycle through all these instances of double teams, all of which happened in the first quarter, by the way, alone, first quarter, I could seriously find 24 plays to communicate how tightly Belichick was accounting for Brown all over the field. But as we go through all these plays, I mean, we should note the Steelers won this game. Jalen Samuels went off, partly because the Patriots did that prototypical thing you hear announcers talking about. They weren't going to let Antonio Brown beat them. Play after play, Belichick is telling you who he fears the most. But yeah, then again, even against one of those double teams, Antonio Brown still beat the Patriots. He's in most slot left in 5 wide. The Patriots put Stephon Gilmore on Juju Smith-Schuster, and that put Jason McCourty on Antonio Brown and leave a safety over the top to play zone against Brown. He runs the skinny post, and he's open anyway for a touchdown. And why do defenses have to account for him like this? Why is he so automatic for a quarterback to just throw to the moment there's a formational hint that he won't have 8 guys on him? I mean, I assume you don't need me to convince you how good Antonio Brown is. It's plays like this, the quickness to stop, despite good coverage, the ball skills to know exactly what kind of move is needed and when. The acceleration off the line. You want to double team me out of a fake zone, a fake singled up look? Too bad, I'm too fast. I'll just run right past both of you guys with decisiveness, with crazy acceleration, with hops, another touchdown here. And I don't know, I'm just picking on the Saints game because what a performance. This is 4th and 15, a minute left in the game, Steelers trailing by less than a score, game on the line, Brown with the comebacker, and the game's over, right? Except no, he's just freak level, impossible. He's an impossible athlete to get that second foot down and drag it and keep the drive going and give the Steelers a chance until, it should be noted, a few plays later, Smith-Schuster fumbled the game away. Okay, so yeah, he's good. I know most sane people still pretty much agree he's good and that defenses have to do everything they can to try to keep the top on that offense and not have him score 8 touchdowns a game. He's a diva. No question. He provokes, he Instagrams, he calls himself Mr. Big Chest, he courts drama. It's frankly very millennial. Basically, no attention is bad attention. He wants the highest Q rating possible. And most of this stuff is just silly. I can't imagine too many rational thinkers believe this helmet protest is a real thing, or that his feet won't heal. Training camp is long. He'll be out there week 1. Indeed, none of these things should change our opinion, and yet I did lower him. I lowered him from number 4 to number 6 among wideouts. And I'm hypocritical, and I'm a little ashamed of myself. But the honest truth is, it was already incredibly close among these guys. And if I'm toward the end of my first round and the running backs I like are gone, and I have to pick Brown or Devontae Adams or Michael Thomas, the reason I had Brown higher than those guys originally is that play to play, he's less defensible. He's more capable of winning my week by himself. But that's close, and what if Brown really is trying to talk his way out of the league? He's not. I know he's not. But I don't want to have to wake up on Sunday morning and worry that Antonio Brown is out hunting polar bears or something instead of playing football. Basically, the nuttiness is the tiebreaker. I saw on Twitter someone had a poll. Who would you take, Antonio Brown or Chris Godwin? And Godwin was winning the poll. People. All I'm trying to capture in the slightest of downgrades is that the flakiness is slightly worrisome and that I probably wouldn't make Brown a first rounder. Now we're comparing him to a guy who doesn't have a 60-catch season. We're so afraid of Derek Carr that we prefer the utter stability of Jameis Winston. This is what I mean by overreaction. This is what I mean by market inefficiency. Let people who judge these things by narrative get carried away. Let them make stupid decisions. You can swoop in and take advantage. Antonio Brown is still great. He isn't number 1 on my list anymore because, yes, Big Ben is better than Derek Carr and situations matter. But they don't matter so much that the dude we saw being unguardable against very common defensive alignments is going to turn out to be bad. He's going to be very, very good, provided his feet aren't frozen off. Thanks for listening. We are going to give away 2 copies of the Harris Football Player Profile Almanac. We're going to have 2 drawings. One will be for new subscribers. So if you're not a subscriber of the channel, subscribe and you'll be entered to win a free copy. And if you already are a subscriber, all you have to do is enter a comment in this video with the hashtag Almanac. You will also be entered. We'll announce the winners on Friday, August 16th. Thanks very much for watching. Thanks so much for watching. Please, please, please smash that like button, write a comment, tell us who else you'd like to see us review film on, and of course, best of all, please subscribe to our channel and then click that little bell above the subscribe button and you'll be notified whenever we post a new video.